September 17th, 1944, Sunday afternoon. Clear skies over Holland. Largest airborne operation in history begins. Operation Market Garden. 35,000 Allied troops, paratroopers, gliders, dropping into occupied Holland. Mission: capture 9 bridges. 9 bridges in single day, including final bridge, Arnhem Bridge, 64 miles behind German lines, over Rhine River, gateway to Germany. Capture all 9. British tanks advance up single road, connect bridges, cross Rhine, enter Germany, end war by Christmas. Simple plan, bold plan, Montgomery's plan. Everyone goes home by Christmas. That's promise, that's prediction, that's propaganda. Reality different, much different. 17,000 casualties different. 9 days disaster different. Bridge too far different. This is Market Garden. This is Montgomery's gamble. This is biggest airborne failure ever. Plan seems sound on paper, in theory, in planning rooms. Sounds brilliant, audacious, war-winning. Drop paratroopers, capture bridges before Germans react, before Germans reinforce, before Germans blow bridges. Simultaneously, all bridges, all at once. Tanks advance up road, connect airborne troops, create corridor, 64 miles deep into Germany. Bypass Siegfried Line, bypass defenses, outflank everything, end war quickly, save lives, win glory. Montgomery's redemption, after Normandy, after Patton's success. Montgomery wants glory, wants credit, wants to beat Patton into Germany. First across Rhine, first to Berlin, maybe, if everything perfect, if nothing goes wrong, if intelligence accurate, if Germans weak, if plan works. Many ifs, too many ifs, all ignored. Optimism rules, caution dismissed, critics silenced. Operation proceeds, despite warnings, despite intelligence, despite everything suggesting otherwise. September 17, Sunday, Market Garden begins. American Airborne drops first. 101st Airborne, Screaming Eagles, drop near Eindhoven, capture southern bridges, succeed mostly. 82nd Airborne, All-American, drop near Nijmegen, capture bridge there, eventually, after fighting, after delays, after casualties. Both divisions accomplish missions, roughly, mostly, eventually. Problems emerge, but missions accomplished. Southern routes secured. Tanks can advance, can connect, can proceed north, toward final objective, toward Arnhem, toward British 1st Airborne, toward disaster. British 1st Airborne drops last. Arnhem area, 8 miles from bridge, not on bridge, 8 miles away. Why? Air commanders worried about anti-aircraft, about German defenses, about aircraft losses. Choose safe drop zones, 8 miles away. Creates problem, immediate problem, fatal problem. Paratroopers must march 8 miles through German territory, through occupied city, through opposition, to reach bridge. Time matters, speed matters, surprise matters. 8 miles destroys all 3. No surprise, no speed, no success. Just march, through opposition, toward objective, 8 miles away. Fatal decision, made by air commanders, worried about aircraft, not worried about paratroopers, not worried about mission, just aircraft. Aircraft matter more than men, more than mission, more than success. Aircraft survive, mission fails, men die, but aircraft safe. Priorities. Intelligence warnings ignored. Completely ignored. Deliberately ignored. Dutch resistance reports German strength. Reports Panzer divisions. Reports SS Panzer divisions. Reports tanks. Reports experienced troops. Reports everything. Near Arnhem. Exactly where British dropping. Reports ignored. Called exaggerated. Called unreliable. Called alarmist. Montgomery dismisses warnings. Staff dismisses warnings. Everyone dismisses warnings. Want operation to proceed. Want glory. Want success. Don't want inconvenient truth. Don't want intelligence contradicting plan. Ignore it. Proceed anyway. Orders given. Troops briefed. Operation launches. Despite warnings. Despite intelligence. Despite German strength. Despite everything. Optimism wins. Reality loses. Soldiers pay price. 2 SS Panzer divisions refitting near Arnhem. 9th SS Panzer. 10th SS Panzer. Refitting, rearming, recovering, from Normandy, from France, from retreat. Not full strength, but present, but dangerous, but experienced, but equipped with tanks. Panzer tanks, against paratroopers. Paratroopers have light weapons, rifles, machine guns, bazookas maybe, against tanks, against panzers, against SS troops. Math doesn't work. Paratroopers can't fight panzers, not without support, not without tanks, not without heavy weapons. But plan assumes no panzers, assumes weak garrison, assumes old men, boys, invalids, not SS panzers, not experienced troops, not real soldiers. Assumptions wrong, fatally wrong. 17,000 casualties wrong. Field Marshal model present at Arnhem. Coincidence. Terrible coincidence for British. Perfect coincidence for Germans. Model commands Army Group B. Experienced commander. Defensive specialist. Right man. Right place. Right time for Germans. Model at headquarters near Arnhem. When paratroopers drop, sees them, realizes immediately Allied airborne operation, major operation, huge operation, must respond, must counterattack, must defeat, issues orders immediately, bring up reserves, concentrate forces, attack paratroopers before they consolidate, before they organize, before they capture bridge. Move fast, move hard, move everything. Model moves everything against British airborne, against lightly armed paratroopers, against men waiting for tanks that never arrive, because road blocked, because Hell's Highway fails, because everything goes wrong.
Hell's Highway, single road, Eindhoven to Arnhem, 64 miles, 2 lanes, narrow, elevated, exposed, only route for tanks, for supplies, for reinforcements, for everything. Tanks must advance up this road, connect airborne drops, reach Arnhem, rescue British, complete operation. Single road, through enemy territory, through occupied Holland, through marshes, can't leave road, marsh on both sides, soft ground, tanks sink, stay on road, must stay on road, creates bottleneck, creates target, creates disaster. Germans realize this immediately, obviously. Attack flanks, attack road, blow bridges, block advance, stop tanks, trap paratroopers. Simple tactics, obvious tactics, effective tactics. Hell's highway becomes hell. Actually becomes hell. Tanks stopped, supplies blocked, reinforcements delayed, everything delayed, everything stopped, everything failing, while British at Arnhem die, slowly, desperately, alone.
September 17, afternoon. British paratroopers land 8 miles from bridge. Begin march toward Arnhem, toward bridge, toward objective. 3 battalions, 1st Parachute Brigade. 3 routes, 3 approaches. Redundancy. If one blocked, others proceed. Sound planning doesn't work. Germans react fast, too fast. Block routes, engage paratroopers, delay advance. 2 battalions stopped, engaged, pinned down, fighting, dying, can't reach bridge, can't proceed, can't help. 1 battalion continues, 2nd Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel John Frost commanding. Frost's battalion reaches bridge, northern end, captures it, holds it, against everything, against tanks, against infantry, against artillery, against everything, for 4 days, waiting, for relief, for tanks, for 30 corps. Corps never arrives. Frost's men die, slowly, desperately, heroically, alone. Radio problems emerge immediately. British radios don't work, won't transmit, won't receive. Wrong frequencies maybe. Wrong equipment probably. Wrong everything certainly. Can't communicate. Frost can't reach Division. Division can't reach Frost. Nobody knows anything. Can't coordinate. Can't support. Can't help. Each unit isolated, fighting alone, dying alone, without support, without coordination, without hope. Radios critical for airborne operations, for isolated units, for everything. Radios don't work. Operation fails, partially because radios, partially because everything. Everything wrong, everything failing, simultaneously, catastrophically, fatally. Frost reaches bridge, evening September 17. 700 men, 1 battalion, captures northern end. Germans hold southern end. British try capturing, attack, fail, attack again, fail again. Germans reinforced, too strong, too many. Can't take southern end, hold northern end, dig in, wait for relief, wait for 30 corps, wait for tanks, tanks coming, up Hell's highway, through opposition, through delays, through everything, slowly, very slowly, maybe tomorrow, maybe day after. Frost waits, holds bridge, against increasing pressure, against increasing attacks, against increasing odds. Tanks arrive September 20th, 3 days late. Frost's battalion destroyed by then, overrun, killed, captured, gone. Bridge held, bridge lost, everything lost. German response perfect. Model coordinates, brings up everything. 9th SS Panzer attacks. 10th SS Panzer attacks. Local garrison attacks. Police attack. Everyone attacks. Against isolated paratroopers. Against lightly armed troops. Against men without tanks, without artillery, without support. Paratroopers tough, well-trained, experienced, but outnumbered, outgunned, surrounded. Can't win, can only fight, can only die, can only delay inevitable defeat. Frost knows this. Division knows this. Everyone knows this. Fight anyway. Hold bridge anyway. Wait for relief anyway. Relief that won't come, can't come. Hell's highway blocked. Tanks stopped. 30 Corps delayed. Everything delayed. While Arnhem dies. While paratroopers bleed. While bridge battle lost. September 18, second day. Situation worsening. Rapidly. Catastrophically. Germans attacking everywhere. British defending everywhere. Losing everywhere. Slowly, steadily, inevitably. Casualties mounting. Ammunition depleting. Food gone. Water scarce. Medical supplies insufficient. Everything insufficient, except courage. Courage sufficient, abundant, unlimited. Courage doesn't win battles, not alone, not without support, not without tanks, not without relief. Courage just means dying bravely instead of dying poorly, still dying, still losing, still doomed. British know this. Fight anyway. British way. Stiff upper lip. Carry on. Do one's duty until can't. Until dead. Until overrun. Very British. Very brave. Very futile. Against panzers. Against reality. Against mathematics. Division commander tries supporting Frost. Sends reinforcements, sends battalions, sends everything available. None reach bridge. All stopped. All engaged. All destroyed piecemeal. One by one. Battalion by battalion. Germans defeat them. Separately. Individually. Completely. British strength dissipated. Scattered. Wasted. Should concentrate, should fight together, can't, already committed, already scattered, already dying. 8-mile drop zone, fatal error, compounds, multiplies, destroys division, slowly, methodically, completely. By September 21, division destroyed, scattered remnants, pockets of resistance, dying, surrendering, evacuating. Operation failed. Mission failed. Everything failed, except courage. Courage abundant. Courage irrelevant. Against panzers. Against math. Against Frost's last stand, legendary. 4 days, 700 men, against everything. September 17 to 21. Capture bridge, hold bridge, defend bridge, against increasing attacks, increasing pressure, increasing losses. Start with 700, end with 150 maybe, survivors. Captured, wounded, exhausted, heroic, utterly heroic, completely futile. Bridge held, mission failed, relief never came, tanks never arrived, 30 Corps stopped 16 miles short, 16 miles, might as well be 100, can't reach Arnhem, can't rescue paratroopers, can't complete mission, operation fails, Market Garden ends, not with victory, with evacuation, with retreat, with defeat. 17,000 casualties, for nothing, for no gain, for lesson, expensive lesson, bridge too far, indeed. September 19, 30 Corps reaches Nijmegen, American paratroopers, 82nd Airborne, fighting there. Bridge intact, still intact. Germans defending, Americans attacking. 30 Corps joins attack. Together storm bridge, storm both ends, north and south, simultaneously. Infantry assault, tank support, artillery support, air support, everything, against determined defenders, against SS troops, against experienced soldiers. Bridge captured, eventually, after fighting, after casualties, after heroism. American paratroopers especially. Captain Waskow, Medal of Honor, posthumous. Many others, heroes, casualties, victors. Bridge captured September 20. Road open to Arnhem, almost. 16 miles remain. 16 miles, final stretch. Cannot advance. Germans block road. Destroy advance vehicles. Stop 30 Corps 16 miles from Arnhem. Stop them permanently. Operation ends there. 16 miles short of objective, of success, of rescuing British. British die at Arnhem, while 30 Corps waits 16 miles away. Close, too far, bridge too far.
September 25. Operation ends, officially, finally, mercifully. Evacuation ordered. British survivors across Rhine at night. Boats, small boats, dangerous crossing, under fire. Many die crossing, many captured, some escape. 2,200 out of 10,000. British 1st Airborne, destroyed. Ceased to exist as fighting division. Losses, 80%. Casualty rate, catastrophic. Unit destroyed. Mission failed. Operation failed. Everything failed except courage. Courage demonstrated, repeatedly, heroically, uselessly, against panzers, against odds, against reality. Courage insufficient, without support, without relief, without success, just courage, leading to death, leading to capture, leading to defeat, but leading bravely, very British, very tragic, very Market Garden. Final casualties counted, eventually, accurately, roughly. Allied losses, 17,000. Killed, wounded, missing, captured, all categories, all services. Airborne mostly, British especially. American 101st, 3,000 casualties. American 82nd, 3,000 casualties. British 1st Airborne, 8,000 casualties. 30 Corps, 1,500 casualties. Polish Brigade, 500 casualties. Total 17,000. For nothing, for no gain, for failed operation, for bridge too far, for Montgomery's folly, for Christmas promise, broken, shattered, bloodied. Christmas comes, war continues, men still dying, still fighting, still bleeding, in snow, in cold, in hell. No victory, no glory, no home. Not by Christmas, not until May, 8 months later, after more dying, more suffering, more everything. Market Garden changed nothing except casualty lists, made them longer, much longer, 17,000 longer. German assessment satisfied, operation defeated, Allies stopped, Rhine line held, Germany defended, for now. Model receives credit, rightfully, defensive genius, perfect response, perfect execution, perfect victory, against superior numbers, against airborne assault, against everything. Germans win, clearly, decisively, completely. Proves Allies not invincible, proves Germans still dangerous, proves war continues. Morale boost, propaganda victory, strategic victory, everything victory for Germany, for Wehrmacht, for modal. Recognition comes, promotion maybe, honor certainly, survival until April 1945. Modal dies then, suicide, rather than surrender, rather than capture, rather than disgrace, chooses death, honorable death, German death, but death nonetheless. September 1944. Modal alive, victorious, proven. Arnhem proves him. Market Garden vindicates him. Against odds, against allies, against everything. Modal wins, this time. Allied assessment complex, mixed, contradictory, some praise, audacity praised, boldness praised, attempt praised, failure ignored, minimized, excused, intelligence failure mentioned, ignored, radio failure mentioned, ignored, planning failure mentioned, ignored, execution failure mentioned, ignored, everything ignored, except courage, except heroism, except attempt, bold attempt, failed attempt, costly attempt, but attempt. That's what matters to commanders, to Montgomery, to everyone responsible. Not success, not failure, not casualties, just attempt, boldness, audacity, vision. Montgomery keeps command, keeps position, keeps planning. Next operation, next offensive, next everything. No consequences for failure, for casualties, for 17,000. Nothing. Soldiers die, commanders survive. Soldiers bleed, commanders plan. Soldiers pay, commanders escape. Always, forever. Market Garden proves this again. Montgomery defends operation, forever, rest of life. Market Garden was 90% successful, captured 8 bridges, failed 1. Arnhem, 1 bridge too far, but 8 succeeded, 90% success. Mathematics, cold mathematics, ignoring cost, ignoring casualties, ignoring everything except bridges captured. 8 of 9, 90%. Sounds good, sounds successful, ignoring that final bridge, the objective, the goal, the point. Rhine Bridge, Arnhem Bridge, gateway to Germany, not captured, mission failed, operation failed, everything failed, but 8 bridges captured, 90%. Montgomery's math, commander's math, ignoring soldiers' math. Soldiers count differently, count casualties, count dead, count wounded, count missing. 17,000. That's soldiers' math. That's real math. That's truth versus Montgomery's 90% versus commander's spin versus propaganda's lies. Historians judge harshly, eventually, honestly. Operation Market Garden, failure, complete failure, costly failure, unnecessary failure, bad intelligence, bad planning, bad execution, bad everything. Bold, yes. Audacious, yes. Stupid, also yes. Risked everything, gained nothing, lost 17,000 for 8 bridges, leading nowhere, without 9th bridge, without Arnhem, without Rhine crossing. 8 bridges worthless, tactically worthless, strategically worthless, everything worthless, except casualty count. That's real, that's permanent, that's Market Garden legacy. 17,000 casualties for Montgomery's gamble, for glory hunting, for beating Patton, for nothing real, nothing useful, nothing worth dying for. But 17,000 died anyway, tried anyway, bled anyway, for bold plan, bad plan, failed plan, bridge too far. Specific heroism remembered. Frost at bridge. 4 days. Against everything. Heroic. Completely heroic. Medal earned. Victoria Cross considered. Not awarded. Politics maybe. Failure stigma probably. Should have been awarded. Earned twice over. Frost survives. Captured. POW. Liberated May 1945. Lives long life. Dies 1993. Age 79. Always remembered. For Arnhem. For Bridge. For 4 days. Against Panzers. Legendary. Deservedly. Properly. Frost's battalion destroyed, but never forgotten. Never dishonored. Never blamed. Heroes. All of them. Doing impossible. Against overwhelming odds. Until couldn't. Until dead. Until captured. Heroes. Forever. American paratroopers succeed. Mostly. 101st captures bridges. Holds them. 82nd captures Nijmegen. Holds it. Both divisions successful. Both accomplish missions. Both fight well. Both take casualties. But win. Unlike British. Unlike Arnhem. Unlike 1st Airborne. Americans succeed. Where British fail. Why? Shorter distance, maybe. Better luck, probably. Less German opposition, possibly. All factors. All contributed. Americans succeed. British fail. Market Garden fails. Overall. Completely. Despite American success. Because British failure. Because Arnhem Bridge. Because Bridge too far. Everything hinges on Arnhem. Arnhem fails. Operation fails. Simple. Tragic. True. Dutch civilians remember. Suffered. During battle. During occupation. During liberation that failed. Market Garden supposed to liberate. Free Holland. Free Dutch. End occupation. Failed. Occupation continues through winter. Hunger winter. Hunger winter. Terrible winter. Starvation winter. Thousands die. Dutch civilians. From hunger. From cold. From German revenge for supporting allies. For helping paratroopers. For everything. Germans punish. Brutally. Collectively. Innocents suffer. Because Market Garden failed. Because liberation failed. Because allies tried. Failed. Left. Dutch remain. Under occupation through winter. Through hell. Through hunger winter. Until May 1945. Finally liberated. Finally freed. Finally ended. But winter remembered. Market Garden remembered. Failed liberation remembered. By Dutch. Forever. Bitterly. Sadly. Necessarily. Lessons learned, supposedly. Intelligence must be believed, must be accurate, must be acted upon. Can't ignore inconvenient truth. Can't dismiss warnings. Can't proceed blindly. Into disaster. Into ambush. Into failure. Market Garden teaches this. Expensively. Bloodily. Clearly. Lessons learned. Supposedly. Next operation. Next battle. Next war. Same mistakes. Same ignorance. Same disasters. Different names. Same results. Humans don't learn. Commanders especially. History repeats. Tragedies repeat. Everything repeats. Because humans don't learn. From Market Garden. From 17,000 casualties. From anything. Just repeat. Forever. Sadly. Modern perspective recognizes failure. Market Garden failed. Demonstrably failed. Expensively failed. 17,000 casualties prove it. Arnhem proves it. Dutch hunger winter proves it. Everything proves it. No debate. No question. Just fact. Failed operation. Bold operation. Audacious operation. Failed operation. All simultaneously. All truly. All permanently. Market Garden is studied as failure, as lesson, as warning, of boldness without preparation, of audacity without intelligence, of confidence without competence, of commanders risking soldiers without proper planning, without proper support, without proper anything, except confidence, misplaced confidence, fatal confidence,
17,000 casualties confidence. That's Market Garden. That's lesson. That's legacy.
This is Market Garden, September 1725, 1944. 35,000 troops, 9 bridges, 64 miles, single road, bold plan, failed execution. 17,000 casualties, British 1st Airborne destroyed, Arnhem Bridge not captured, Rhine not crossed, Germany not invaded, war not shortened, Christmas promise broken, everything failed, except courage, except heroism, except trying. Soldiers tried, soldiers fought, soldiers died. 17,000 casualties, for Montgomery's gamble, for beating Patton, for glory, for nothing real, nothing useful, nothing worth dying for. Bridge too far, literally too far, figuratively too far, every way too far. Arnhem Bridge, 16 miles, from 30 Corps, from rescue, from success. 16 miles, unbridgeable gap between plan and reality, between confidence and competence, between boldness and wisdom. 16 miles, 17,000 casualties, 9 days, 1 operation, complete failure. This is Market Garden, bold, audacious, stupid, costly, failed, never forgotten, always remembered, as warning, as lesson, as tragedy, of soldiers doing impossible because commanders ordered it. Soldiers died trying, commanders survived failing, always, forever. Market Garden, bridge too far, 17,000 casualties, home by Christmas, lie, never true, never possible, just propaganda, just hope, just commanders, lying to soldiers who believed, who tried, who died. 17,000, for nothing, for Montgomery, for glory, for bridge too far, forever remembered, never repeated, hopefully. This is Market Garden, complete.